When I first used Seche Vite, it quickly became a favorite. Then I discovered the Seche Vive in the blue bottle. So what's better, Seche Vive or Seche Vite? What's the difference? Is one better than the other? Is one better for one thing and the other's better for another thing? I'm gonna test it and let you know. Yesterday, I redid my nails with the, let me think of the title, the Color Street set called Himalayan Salt. So, since my nails are so soft, I'm first gonna put on the Hansen Hard as Nails, because this stuff is like shellac. This is the Seche Vite Dry Fast Top Coat. I just put a topper on it from Dollar Tree to make it easier to handle, and now I can't get it off. And then now I also have this new one that's supposed to be like gel-like finish. Actually, I'm gonna read the difference between the two now. So this was the instruction booklet. So we're gonna go to the English. And so award-winning top coats, this is the section we're on. So the Seche Vite, the original, that's this one right here. So I'll read you what that one says. This one-of-a-kind trademarked formula penetrates all layers of polish and dries quickly. Do not use Seche Vite as a base coat. It is a top coat and the final step to a lasting manicure. Application. Seche Vite is unique in its application. Form a nice bead at the end of the brush and apply liberally over wet nail polish. Proceed along the sides, capping the free edge. Dries in minutes. Only one coat is necessary. That was the OG. Now I'm gonna read this. And when I read this is when I was like, oh dang, I gotta share with the class. So this is the Seche Vive. I keep calling it Vite. Oh, this one is Vite. V-I-D, V-I-T-E. This one is Seche Vive, V-I-V-E. Probably like life, revive. Ha ha ha. Let's read Seche Vive. Seche Vive isn't just any fast-drying top coat. Seche Vive delivers the plumping effect of gel polish in a glossy, high-shine finish without the use of UV LED light. Application. One coat over dry nail polish starting from the center of the nail to the tip. Proceed along the sides, capping the free edge. Can be used over any nail lacquer. Okie dokie. So the idea is to pit these two against each other. Vite versus Vive. Let's try them both. For the sake of remembering which hand is going to be which, let's do Vite on the left and Vive on the right. And when I say right, I mean my right hand, as in I write with my right hand. This is a note to myself in case I forget later on the follow-up. So we'll come back in a week and see how these two did. And I'll probably also do another coat of each midweek. So I'm going to do one coat now and then another coat midweek to recap the bottom. I did get a something on my nail. It's like a clothing fiber or something. Grr. I don't know if I can pick it out. Let me see. That one's just going to be like that. Oh, by the way, at Marshall's, this was $4.99, compared at $8. The funny thing is there's an Ulta in the same shopping complex as the Marshall's, so I'm wondering if they just took it from Ulta and took it over to Marshall's. I doubt it. I'm sure it came from a warehouse and had an overstock, but it was interesting. I know they say they cap the bottom at the end, but I like to cap it in the beginning because people say that it makes your polish shrivel up. All the other ones I'm gonna cap first, if I remember. Now, so I like to do my capping now, and then come back and do the top. That last cap was kind of big. It didn't need to be that big. And so much is coming out. I'm gonna dip the brush again and then go back over. There we go. I'm gonna cap the bottom again over here. Oops, I got some under my nail. All right, now for the new girl on the street. I go across the bottom. This one feels a lot thinner than the Seche Vite. So I'm dipping the brush back in my thumb. Big old hole in the middle. Actually, I realize I'm not capping properly. When you cap, you're supposed to go over the edge, so I'm gonna try to do that for the last two fingers. Do something like this. The brush wasn't quite wet enough. Let's try that again. I'm not gonna re-wet the brush, it's still wet, and I just need a little bit for the pinky over here. So let's see. Drag this across. I don't think this is wet enough. I'll wet it a little bit. Brush is too dry. Let's try that again. Okie dokie. Alright, this is the right hand with Seche Vive, and this is the left hand with Seche Vite. Wow, that's crazy. I feel like the Seche Vite, the original, this one here, left hand, is shinier and thicker The polish was thicker for sure, but I also feel like it's shinier. I'm gonna back the camera up so these are both hands. Can you tell the difference? I would love to move so the light is different. So 1 second, I'll come back. So this is Seche Vive in the blue bottle. This is Seche Vite in the clear bottle. Do you notice a difference? If you do, let me know. This probably also isn't the best light. They both look good, but I still like the OG better because it was thicker. No, it didn't fill in the hole. It did smooth it out a little bit, but there's still a hole in the middle. Oh well. So see you in about 3 days, and then see you in another 7 days for the wear test before I change the color. All right, I'm back in the house, and I thought you could see the shine better with indoor light. So which side do you think is shinier? This is the blue bottle. This is the clear bottle. So I have an update for you on the Vite versus Vita. Vite versus Vita. It's been a day since I put the top coat on my nails. So day 1, the strips came on. Day 2, top coat went on. Today is day 3. I helped somebody take out their braids today, and I noticed that my hands were brown. So they had dyed their hair and they didn't wash all the dye out. So I had dye stained on my hands, and I looked at my nails and my nails were a different color. So I was like, wow, one hand really took in the dye and one didn't. But also I was using this hand to pick through the hair, and I was using my other hand with the tail of the comb to pull through the braids. So I'm going to show you the color difference right now. So on my toes, you can see the original color. Now, this is the hand that I used in the hair. Notice how it's like a light salmon color. This was the Seche Vite, the OG in the clear bottle. Here's the other foot. You can see the original color. It's a light Barbie pink. And then this is the color of my nails. This is not as drastic of a color change in my opinion. Something brown did get on my nail right there that's not coming off. It might come off later. So I'll try to show you both hands at one time, but I don't have my tripod set up at the moment. So this is the Vita in the blue bottle, the Seche Vite. Okay, I'm going to try to show you both hands at one time. Can you see it okay? Oh, the light's in the wrong direction. Okay, this is Seche Vite. This is Seche Vite in the blue bottle. Let's try again. This light's a little better. I put my phone upside down on a glass bottle of water. Hilarious. So can you tell a little better? I'm going to move my hand around a little more. Does this help? This is Seche Vite. That's the hand that was in the head with the dye. And then this is Seche Vite in the blue bottle. It's a lot more pink than the OG. I have an idea to try in the future. So what I heard from people on YouTube was Seche Vite is thicker and it's better if it's going over wet polish, whereas Seche Vite is better on dry polish. But I'm wondering, because remember last time I had a problem with staining also. I'll put up the video to show you. Here's another view so you can really see the discoloration. So the blue under here was the original color, and then the top coat seems to have either turned a color or picked up a stain. I peeled it some more, so now you can really see it almost looks like a French manicure. That was when I had that polish on for, I think, 12 days at that point. So what if we did Seche Vite on the bottom and then put the Seche Vite on top? Because what people on YouTube said was the Seche Vite keeps its shine better. And one of the reasons that I repolished my nails when I did the last color for 12 days, or added the top coat again twice. So I added the top coat, I put on the top coat 3 times for the last manicure. That was because it lost its shine, it got dull. I mean, I did want to reseal the color, but the other thing was, like, I did it before I went to a party because I wanted my nails to be shiny again. So could we do the Seche Vite on the bottom? It'll make sure everything is nice and dry and stays in place, and it's also nice and thick to give that gel-like thickness look, in my opinion. And then put the Seche Vite on top because apparently it keeps its shine more. So what do you think about that? Have you done it? Have you used both at the same time? Let me know. All right, y'all, it has been 7 whole days with this color. It is time for a new color. Yay. I love color change day. Something new, exciting, some fresh energy, but it looks really good. So this side is Seche Vite. Remember the OG? And it looks a little dull, not as shiny as when I put it on. I know it looks kind of shiny right now, but it's nothing compared to when I first polished it with the top coat. And then this is the new girl on the block. So they both look good. I don't notice a difference. I'm going to redo this test this week and try using more of the top coat. Let's say either doing 1 coat every day or doubling up on the Seche Vite because it's so thin. So I'm gonna try it again this week and see what happens. But they both look really good. There's no chips. But I've done this for 14 or 16 days. So if it can last that long, it can certainly last 1 week. The difference this time was since I got dye on my fingers from helping someone take their braids out because they didn't wash all the dye out of their hair, I did not reapply either top coat. So this was only a single layer of Seche Vite and then Seche Vite. 1 layer, that's it. She is that girl. Hi, it's the next day. We got a Vite and a Vive. Like, is there a difference? What's the difference? Let's keep trying to figure it out. Also, this company has a new polish. It's supposed to be maybe a plumping one, and they premiered it at Cosmoprof this month, which is July 2026. So I'm gonna check that one out too. I have a new plan. So my new plan is, I noticed, so I'm gonna show you an up close of my cuticles. Notice how close the polish is to my cuticle. It's really in there. I'll show you the thumb. Really in there. So great. Then this is the other hand. Oh, it's perfect, y'all. Oh, I did that thing. Seche Vite pulls the polish away from the tips of your nails and from the cuticle. So my strategy today, first I'm going to put on the Hansen, and then I'm going to put that over my whole nail. And then when I put on the Seche Vite, I'm going to avoid the edges and I'm going to avoid the top and the sides. I am going to get the tip because I want to keep the polish from chipping. So let's see how that does. Let's just see. A little experiment. We're just gonna keep trying things. You know what I mean? So I use the Sally Hansen hard as nails because my nails are soft. And then I want to make sure I get the sides really well since I'm not going to put the top coat on the sides at all. All right, gonna let this dry for a couple minutes. I'm just gonna do 1 coat of this. Maybe I'll do 1 coat every day. That's what I'd like to try. I like to do the bottoms first. Just kind of running across to see if that helps with the pulling. That is a ton of polish. Didn't need that much, and I forgot we're not doing the sides, but I did remember that we're not doing the top, so I didn't go up to the top very far. Man, that's a lot. All right, I won't do the other one so much. Something just flew into my face. I have the windows down for ventilation. Going for another dip. That is also a very thick layer. I hope that's okay. She is thick. I think it is too thick. It's like goopy. Oh, brother. All right, the next ones I'm not going to do as thick. I'm going to be a little thinner with it. Actually, I'm not going to re-dip the brush. Maybe that'll help. I'm going to come down the center, and then swipe on one side, and then swipe on the other side. But I'm not going all the way to the sides. I didn't go to the top of the cuticle, and I did not go all the way to the side. Now we're at the bottom. I'm going to go down the middle again. Then I'm going to go on the side, and I'm going to go on the side. Oops, I hope I didn't get anything on there. I think a mosquito bit my thigh. It did. I see a bump. That jerk. I saw it in here too, and it was like a little baby. Off camera, I did my thumb, and I did the other hand. So this is Seche Vive on the left hand, so not my writing hand, the other hand. And then on the other side, I'm gonna do Seche Vive. I'm gonna do Seche Vive, and then I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a coat of this on top maybe every day, but like thin coat, not a thick coat like I did today, because I'm trying to keep that shine. Oh my goodness, I put this thick topper on from the Dollar Tree, and it's hard to get off with this camera in the way. Give the brush the right orientation. I think I'll start with the pinky. And again, can you see? I'm gonna do the bottom. I'm painting with my non-dominant hand, so this is a little bit of a challenge.
And then come to the side, but not all the way to the side. There we go. I think actually I would like to do 2 dips. So let me just get that little bit off. There's some dripping. I'm gonna come over here, just tap the bottom. And I have to hurry because it dries really fast. There we go. I don't know how this is gonna work, but about the sides and everything not shrinking, I have a good feeling about that. I actually like to do the bottoms across, but I had not been doing that today. Maybe because the camera's in the way. The reason I'm thinking it'll work well not to do the polish at the very top is because, at least on everybody I've ever seen, the polish at the top doesn't chip. It is not a raw edge. It doesn't really hit up against things. So that's why I was thinking leaving it alone, it'll be just fine. The thumb might need a second dip. Both hands are done. Now I'm just taking 5 minutes to put the lid back on this bottle. Both are done. It's really getting dark now. Not on the outside, but in the camera. So I apologize for that. All right, let's see if this is dry. She is dry. Let's see if these are dry because I gooped it on so much. Dry, no tackiness. And it's been less than 5 minutes, but it dries really quick anyway, less than a minute. I know these are dry, but I'm not gonna touch them because I'm afraid to get pants. This is what we used today. I'm back because we did not check the sides and the cuticle, and that was the whole point of this new polish technique, so let's check. The polish to me still looks like it's pretty close to the cuticle. Let me know what you think. Let's look at the thumb. She's still, oops, sorry, I jiggled the camera. I'm just trying to focus. She's still in there. Do you think it reverted? Let me know what you think. And then let's look at even the edges. I'm gonna refocus one moment. Even the edges still look really good to me. And then we'll look at this hand. Edges look great. Did it come up a little bit? Honestly, we didn't really look that closely, but I don't think it did. But the tops for sure did not. Look how good they look at the cuticles. And the sides, I don't see that the sides moved at all or shrunk. So this might be the technique. I'm also wondering if I need to remember not to get all the way to the top when I repolish on subsequent days, because will that re-wet the polish and make it shrivel up again? See you when we do another polish. Another top coat refresh. See you then. They look so good. I told you guys this is my favorite color. I wanted to show you the shine, but unfortunately it just does not come across on camera the way it does in person. Grr. This is the right hand. This is Seche Vite. This is the left hand. That is the nail I messed up and tried to repair. This is the nail I messed up and did not try to repair. And it's just so much shinier in person with the human eye. All right, it's late, but in the car I just did a refresh of the Seche Vive on all 10 nails. Zoom in, focus. So here we go. Day 2, day 3. Day 3 of this color, day 2 of a top coat. All right, I should be sleeping. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, but I was just noticing the staining. This is the Seche. Honestly, I don't know which side this is. This is my non-dominant hand. I'll put it on the screen which brush I used. I just don't remember because it's 5 o'clock in the morning. But especially the ring finger, look how much darker it is. So I did not polish up to the cuticle because I was trying to prevent the polish from shrinking. It absolutely did work. However, look, there's this discoloration, which is so crazy. It doesn't seem to be as pronounced on the other hand. I don't know, maybe it is. Tell me what you think. Interesting. Wow. You can see where I didn't polish all the way up to the top. I am intrigued, flabbergasted. Today is, well, it was Wednesday. It's 5 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, so whatever day you want to call that. Even this side I can see some discoloration, but it doesn't seem to be as bad as the left hand. And I have not been taking out anybody's braids this time. So we did this before and it worked out kind of well. So I repolished my nails today with the girl. She's in my bag. So what I noticed today that I did not notice before, when I woke up this morning, I looked at this hand. This is my right hand, the hand I write with, my dominant hand. And I noticed, hey, my cuticles are still looking so fresh. No, after I polished, I guess I overdid it with the Seche Vive because now it looks like a week-old or 2-week-old manicure. So I would say Seche Vive pulls the polish in as much as Seche Vite, except it's just not as thick. So here is my right hand. I flipped the camera around because it just was strange the other way. Really not focusing. All right, I'm gonna go handheld and show you. Here we are. So here's the left hand. And remember, I nicked this nail. So the nick is still there. But look how the tips are exposed. Today was the first day I noticed this happening. So I think I really polished them well today. A little too well. And then this is my right hand, my dominant hand. So I was saying that when I woke up this morning, I looked really closely at my nails and I was like, dang, they still look so fresh because the polish is still up under the cuticle. No, after the refresh of the Seche Vive today, and then I looked at my hands again, y'all, it looks like a 1.5 week old manicure now. And check out the tips. I did not notice the tips of my nails being exposed before. Let me see if I can focus on them. But you can really see, it looks like the polish is gone and it just shriveled right on up. So is there a difference between Seche Vite and Seche Vive other than Seche Vite being a lot thicker and drying a lot faster? Y'all, that's all I got. That's all I got. Remember when I said I didn't do the polish originally all the way to the cuticle? So you can see the line of polish where I didn't go to the top. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to do a polish change on Saturday. This is the status of our Vite versus Vive. I forgot to say that I skipped 2 days of adding the Seche Vive because I didn't go anywhere. So I always polish my nails in the car so the house doesn't smell like nail polish because that smell is so strong. And it does not go away. So since I didn't go anywhere, I just didn't polish them. So I did a repolish today to add a shine. And it did help a little bit. It helped. I'm still looking for a difference between the two. I tried out these two for 2 weeks for 2 different nail polish sets, and my conclusion is I did notice some differences. I still wouldn't say that one is so much better than the other. They're both good. So here's what I noticed. Seche Vite, the OG, our ride or die, dries lickety split. It dries really fast. It's great for if you're running out the door. It's great for using on wet polish. It's shiny when you're done. When you use it, when I say your polish will never chip. Now there is some shrinkage, we all know that. So the polish will shrink up from the tips and shrink down from the cuticle. Yes, we know, but guess what? It's not gonna chip. It might shrink, but it's not gonna chip though. So there's that. And then we come to our new girl. Apparently she's been around a while, but I still think she's a spin-off of the Seche Vite. So Seche Vive over here, she comes in a blue bottle. The formula is thinner than the Seche Vite. It's supposed to give a gel finish top coat. I really didn't notice that one was shinier than the other. Although I'll say the Seche Vive might technically be shinier, but because the Seche Vite is so thick, and whenever you have a thick polish like that, it tends to look shinier. You have a thin shiny or a thick shiny. I would take the thick shiny because it's more of that gel finish in my opinion, but the blue bottle is like a gel finish but a thinner formula. Also, it doesn't dry as fast. I hit my hand on something after I polished my nails and it made a nickums. And I don't mean when I was putting on the gloves. If you saw that video, I put on some rubber gloves and messed up my nail. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about I was in the car. I painted one hand with one bottle with the other, and I like hit this hand on the steering wheel and it made a nick. So it doesn't dry as fast as the Seche Vive. In conclusion, if I had to choose, I would go with the Seche Vite, the OG tried and true. It's thick, it dries fast. Yeah, you just can't go wrong. And if you go to Amazon, you can get 2 bottles for under $10. That's how I first purchased it, and I was able to give a bottle to a friend and she loved it so much. So give the gift of a quick dry
manicure to a friend. Thank you so much for watching this video. On this channel, Getting in Character Beauty, I only talk beauty stuff, natural products for the body, for the hair. Not really natural makeup because I work in the entertainment industry and I need it to look good. So I just use whatever, but everything else I try to make as natural as possible because our skin is our biggest organ. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.